On September 13, 2025, the boxing world froze. We watched Terence Crawford, a man who started his career at lightweight, stand in the center of the ring in Las Vegas with his hand raised, having just dismantled the undisputed king of super middleweight, Canelo Alvarez. The crowd was in shock. The commentators were scrambling for words. But there was one man sitting ringside who wasn't surprised at all. In fact, he told us this was going to happen months ago. Bernard Hopkins, the executioner himself, didn't just predict a win. He laid out the exact blueprint for how Canelo was going to be exposed. While everyone else was worried about weight classes and power differences, Hopkins saw something else entirely. He saw a trap being set that Canelo walked right into. Now, with talks of a rematch heating up, Hopkins is back with a new warning. And if his first prediction is anything to go by, Canelo Alvarez might be making the biggest mistake of his career. To understand why Hopkins is so confident Crawford wins the rematch, have to look at what he said about the trap. Before the first bell even rang in September, Hopkins claimed that Canelo was playing checkers while Crawford was playing chess. Most fans brushed this off as old school talk, but looking back at the fight footage, it's terrifying how accurate he was. Hopkins explained that Canelo has relied on his power and physical presence for so long. That he forgot what it's like to fight a true technician. Crawford didn't overpower Canelo. He out-hot him. Hopkins pointed out that for 12 rounds, Crawford was 3 or 4 steps ahead, moving into spaces where Canelo thought he could land, only to vanish before the punch arrived. This wasn't running. This was distance management. movement at a level we haven't seen in decades. Hopkins calls it the illusion of availability, making Canelo throw heavy leather at a target that was never really there. This brings us to the most interesting part of Hopkins' breakdown, the concept of mental exhaustion. We usually talk about cardio and stamina in physical terms. How many miles you ran or how many rounds you sparred. But Hopkins argues that what happened to Canelo in that ring wasn't physical fatigue. It was mental burnout. Imagine the frustration of chasing someone for 36 minutes and catching nothing but air. Hopkins compared it to his own legendary fights against guys like Roy Jones Jr. He noted that when you load up on a power shot and miss, it drains your gas tank twice as fast as landing a hit. By the 8th round, Canelo looked heavy, slow, and hesitant. Hopkins says that wasn't age. That was the realization that he couldn't solve the puzzle. In a rematch, that mental scar doesn't just go away, it gets deeper. After the decision was read, Hopkins made a statement that immediately went viral. He didn't just call Crawford the best fighter of the era, he compared him to Michael Jordan. It's a massive claim, but the logic holds up. Hopkins explained that Jordan dominated not just because of athleticism, but because his fundamentals were so perfect that they worked against anyone, anywhere, at any time. At 38 years old, Crawford should have been the slower man. He should have been the fragile man moving up to weight classes. Instead, he looked fresher than the younger Canelo. Hopkins attributes this to efficiency. Just like Jordan in his later years, Crawford doesn't